Hi guys, welcome back. Hopefully you all are doing well. So today is Monday, and for some reason I woke up and decided that I wanted to be nosy. So today we're going to take a look at relationships. It's just a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what does not. For some of you, it may not be the whole reading. It may just be bits and pieces, odds and ends. So just take what resonates and leave what does not. That is for you and your spirit team to sift and sort through. But I want to be nosy. I don't know why. I'm feeling nosy. I haven't done a relationship reading in a hot minute. So let's see where we're going. Let's see what wants to come through. These are the Wisdom of the Oracle cards by Colette Baron Reed. Building blocks. Okay. Mending. Excuse me. Here and now. Okay. I feel as though that I'm dealing with two people who already have a set foundation. Let me put that out there. I don't feel as though this is a new relationship. I feel as though that this is something that does already have a foundation. Could be somebody from the past, somebody that you've spent a long time with, but I already feel as though that the stage has already been set. Now, I feel as though that stage, and I don't know why we're talking about a stage here, it's just what came to me. I feel as though nobody's been on that stage in quite some time. Or somebody's entered stage left while the other person is exiting stage right. I feel as though that there's been a break. An interlude? Is that what that's called? An interlude? Halftime? I don't know. I'm going to have to think of the right word. But it's essentially when you go to a play that takes place on a stage, when it's so long, they kind of give you a break right in the middle. An interlude? An intermission! That's what it is. Thank you. Whew! I feel as though that you guys have been stuck in this intermission. But now I feel as though something's going to change. I feel as though something is definitely going to change with this mending. And it's almost like you both walk in at the same time. The lights come on, or both of you end up in a spotlight. Like, I have that feeling that both of you are going to be on that stage at least one more time together. Now, the point of plays and acting is to get through the story, right? And obviously, they don't linger on old scenes that have happened. I mean, sometimes the old scenes play into what's happening now, but they're not there. That's over and done with. They're in the here and now. The play must go on. The play must go on. Your concerns will fade like a nightmare, or with any luck, a clandestine dream come true. That was from the musical Were the World Mine. It's actually based off of a Shakespearean play, A Midsummer's Night's Dream. That's what that's based off of. Interesting. That's interesting. Because if we're going off of that direction, believe it or not, I've actually never read A Midsummer Night's Dream. I've only seen that musical. So bear with me if I get some of these things wrong. But going off of the musical, essentially, people end up in different relationships because of one person. We're just going to keep it general and non-gender specific. But people end up in different relationships than what they were originally at the beginning of the movie. Then at the end of the movie, everybody goes back to their corresponding relationships. except for a handful of people, but that's irrelevant. But I feel as though, well, I don't think it's irrelevant. I don't think it's irrelevant, but there are some aspects of this that will be able to continue with you, and there are some aspects that will revert back to the way things were. But the point of this is to be in the present moment. The point of this is to be in the present moment because there's something here for you to do. So, my intention with this is to pull the Souls on Fire Tarot. I don't know why I drew a blank. I want to use the Souls on Fire Tarot for the Divine Feminine. I want to use the... You know what? I think I'll use the ASL Tarot for the Connection because it's been quiet. I'm going to use that. And then I'm going to use the Illuminated Tarot by Caitlin Keegan for the Divine Masculine. So, first and foremost, I actually want to start with the Connection. Because this is very interesting. I'm very intrigued that this energy would show up that way. I just broke it at the 8 of Swords and the Devil energy. I do feel like there has been some stuck energy. Maybe some fear even. Interesting. Maybe that's why this person is coming back? And mind you, I'm just spitballing at this point until I get more cards. Maybe that's why this person is coming back because the fear was there. Were you afraid of this person or afraid of the damage that this person could do to you if they ever came back? Afraid of how things ended the last time? Interesting. Alright. Let me see where the connection is. Let me see where the connection is. For the connection. Alright. Underneath, 7 of Cups, opportunities. Okay. Showing up, King of Swords. Woo! No talkie. Cold clipped. Temperance. For the Divine Feminine. Knight of Pentacles for the Divine Masculine. Hello, I got 2. 10 of Swords. And the King of Cups. Is the no talkie because of the Divine Masculine grounding this relationship? Or this connection is the 9 of Pentacles? Interesting. And the outcome is the Hierophant. Okay. This is only for some of you. I'm just going to throw this out there now. That way, it's done and out of the way. The musical Were the World Mine, that where that quote came from, is actually, like I said, it's based on a Shakespeare's play of A Midsummer Night's Dream. And in this particular musical, it is a same-sex musical. People start out in heterosexual relationships in the beginning. Of course, one particular individual, a gentleman, gets the ability to change that around. He does. People end up in same-sex relationships. At the end of the movie, the gentleman that he was after, excuse me, the gentleman that he was after ends up coming to him in the end, and he's like, this is what I want. So it's interesting that this shows up because the first thing that I saw with the opportunities and the King of Swords, which is no talkie, the Temperance is the give and take. For the Divine Feminine, she's got the Knight of Pentacles, or he, because you can be a he with Divine Feminine energy. I'm not trying to be gender specific. Like I said, this is just how I'm pulling it. But for the Divine Feminine side, they've got the Knight of Pentacles. And it looks like it's giving it to the Divine Masculine. Like, this is what I have to offer. But with the Divine Masculine, they've got the 10 of Swords and the King of Cups. And this almost makes me feel as though the connection is trying to get him to go through a change. Go through an ego death. Become more loving, more compassionate. King of Cups. And so that's why I feel like there's almost no talkie. But the cherry on top The cherry on top was the Hierophant. Tradition. As soon as I pulled this card, I heard the word tradition, and sometimes traditions are hard to break. Let me just put that out there. Traditions are hard to break, especially coming from those old-fashioned families. What I mean by old-fashioned families is boys are meant for girls and girls are meant for boys, and they stick to that like white on rice. It's also those types of families that end up having the most difficulty going through that change when somebody does end up being like, no, that's not for me. And they go through fighting those traditions. I'm almost getting the inclination, the feeling that the divine masculine is influenced by tradition. And that tradition, I feel as though, is coming from somebody older. Could be a father figure, could be an uncle, a grandfather, somebody who holds tight to their traditions. But if you hold tight too much to something, you'll end up choking it. So just there that is. I just wanted to throw that out there. So with all that being said, we're now going to move on to the divine masculine or divine feminine. You do not have to be in a same-sex relationship. That's not what this is. Really? The Devil and the Ten of Swords again? What is going on with this? But anyway, like I said, this does not have to be a same sex. Like I said, this was just where the connection came from, and I wanted to tie it all together. So that's only for those people who fit into that category. We do not discriminate on this channel. Thank you very much. But what is going on with these? Divine Feminine. These cards do not want to open up. Okay. These cards did not want to open up. What do we have for the Divine Feminine? Divine Feminine. I want that one. Divine Feminine, you're showing up as the Four of Swords. Healing. Underneath we got the Three of Pentacles. Okay. The Magician. Going through your changes. Okay. Grounding you is the Ace of Cups. Guiding you is the Scorpio energy of Judgment. What you're moving out of is the Ten of Pentacles and the relationship. Seven of Pentacles. Or Seven of Cups, I'm sorry. Divine Feminine. I feel as though that you've done a lot better in handling this connection, this intermission. Because with the Three of Pentacles and the Four of Swords, I feel as though that you're like, okay, it's intermission, I'm going to walk off, I'm going to do what I need to do. I feel as though that you have done the healing work, you have gone through that process with the Four of Swords, and you are going through that transformation, you are evolving, you are becoming essentially the master of your world, because with this Magician, they've got all four aces. So you are, in a spectrum, in a way, doing better than more or less the Divine Masculine, because I really don't like how it started out with the Ten of Swords and the King of Cups. I'm not trying to bash on anybody, but I really did not like that. But the energy that you were currently moving out of was the Ten of Pentacles, and I feel as though that, you know, it's almost like you're finally putting it down. You're finally putting it down. You're like, okay, I've let it run its course. I felt what I needed to feel, and now I'm putting it down. It's over and done with. Ten of Pentacles. It's the end of something and the beginning of something else. Two of Swords. Eight of Wands. Moon. Ten of Wands. Yeah, you're moving on. Moving on. You've cut yourself off from this. Two of Swords. You've cut yourself off. Like, you understand your thoughts. but you've cut yourself off from those emotions, and now you have a different form of communication coming in, and you're moving on. Is this going to be one of those moments where you decide to move on, and then you're like, oh shit, I forgot something on the stage, I have to go back, I'll be right back. You go back to the stage to get something, and then boom, there are the spotlights. Because what's guiding you is the choice, the Scorpio energy, and what's grounding you is the Ace of Cups. You're making a choice based off of your heart chakra, even if you feel the opportunity is still here for that relationship. Woo! Alright. Okay. Divine Feminine. I feel as though you have done really well for yourself. Wow. Divine Masculine. Let's see what we've got going on with you. I'm not blaming you. Let me put this out here. I'm not blaming you for the intermission. Okay? Sometimes intermissions happen in people's lives. My father and stepmother, they had an intermission of how many years? I was what? 3? 2? And I didn't see her again up until I was 14, so about a decade. They had a decade between them. They went off, dated other people. My stepmother actually got married. My father actually got married. Like, they had different lives. And now here they are, together again. So I don't blame you for the intermission, because sometimes that's what happens. What I'm blaming you for, what I'm holding you accountable for, not blaming, holding you accountable for, is the fact that you're letting other people's traditions rule you. Now, I'm not saying, obviously religion and all of those things do come from families, but you also have to be your own person. That is the only point I'm trying to drag home to you, is you have to be your own person. At some point in time or another throughout your life, trying to please other people is going to break you. And you're going to look around and realize that your life is not really your life because you've let other people dictate your choices. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. When one day you look around and you realize that tradition has held you in a place where you didn't really want to be. You've been there. I've been there. I broke through those chains. It's scary as hell. It is scary as hell. But it's going to be okay. I don't have much more advice other than you have to follow your inner guidance, your heart, your soul, your being. You have to do that. So I'm not trying to force you out of your safe space. All I'm saying is just be mindful. Because is it really safe? Or is it comfortable? There's a difference. Being comfortable doesn't necessarily mean you're safe. And comfort can always be taken. While being safe and feeling safe, that's a little bit more difficult to take away from someone. Divine Masculine. Let's see what you got. Underneath, you're showing up as a 6 of Swords. Yeah. 3 of Cups. 10 of Swords. What's grounding you? 6 of Pentacles. What's guiding you is the Hanged Man. Divine Masculine. The energy you're moving out of is the 7 of Wands for this connection. We've got Death and Rebirth with the Scorpio energy. Interesting. Divine masculine, and we've got the lovers underneath. Normally this doesn't happen. Sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. Literally everything I just said to you, divine masculine, just came through for the cards. 6 of Swords, 3 of Cups, 10 of Swords. What that energy tells me is you're moving beyond. And whether it be moving beyond this connection, but then we hit the 3 of Cups. And the 3 of Cups is a celebration. It's coming together. And the 10 of Swords in this particular deck is an announcement. It's something to say. Come here, you. This book is really warm. I actually took these cards to the U.S. Virgin Islands with me. But I want to make sure. There you are. Yeah. It's also judgment, the choice. Waking up, an announcement. Are you waking up? Did the light bulb finally go off for you, divine masculine? Because what's guiding you is the Hanged Man. And that's a different perspective. And the 6 of Pentacles here is bringing everything to the table. Like you're laying it all out. Seven of Wands. It's almost like two people are laying a foundation. They're building a home. Interesting. So, I do feel like this is divinely timed. Let me put this way. I do feel like this is divinely timed. I do feel like the universe is not giving me much other than don't give up. And I know that's horrible for me to say, especially if I don't want to put this way because it's actually kind of fucking horrible. Let me word it differently. Go about your life. Go about your life, but don't hold malice in your heart for this person. I don't feel like that could be possible, but don't let this energy turn sour. Always hold them in a fond place in your heart, because I do feel as though, like I said, you guys are going to end up on the same stage, the same spotlights on both of you by complete accident. I don't feel like this is going to be planned by any means. I feel like the universe is just like, hold my beer. 2 of Pentacles. Hold my beer. 6 of Swords. 9 of Cups. The Fool. Yeah. Beautiful energy. Ace of Swords. 6 of Cups. Moon. What are you? Knight of Chalices. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful energy. The universe is... these cards are not going to tell me when. Because it's not the point. The point of this is not when is this going to happen. What I'm telling both of you, whether you're divine masculine, divine feminine, does not matter. What I'm saying to both of you is be in the present moment. Stay in the present moment. Stay in the present moment. Will you give me a timing card? Will you give me a timing card? I know I just said that the point of this was not important. Okay, I can live with that. By the end of this year. By the end of this year, the 8 of Cups, 8 months. 8 months. I feel as though that by the end of this year, this will have come to have passed. That's all I can give you. By the end of this year. This is very interesting energy because everyone's got a part to play. Everybody has a part to play. So, zodiac signs that I see. For the divine feminine, we've got Scorpio, Virgo, Pisces, Taurus, Aquarius, Sag, and Gemini. For the divine masculine side, we've got Gemini, Pisces, Sag, Aquarius, Taurus, and that's it. Or in Gemini. So they could be your sun, moon, rising, or Venus. You could be cross-watching. That's perfectly okay too. Like I said, take what resonates for you. But this was very interesting. Very interesting. I wonder how this play is going to end. I wonder what comes in the next few acts. Because once the spotlights hit you, what are you going to do? I guess that's for you to decide. All right. Enough. Thank you very much for joining me today. This was very, very interesting, to say the least. And just remember, stay in the present moment, both of you. This will come to pass when it's supposed to come to pass. But the only thing that you can do right now is be in this moment. Okay? Okay. Alright guys, this is what I have for you. I really, really hope this helped, and I'll see you all again later. Bye guys.